We are here with Sam Hughes. She's LFA strawweight contender. Her last fight was for the strap. Let's talk about life between now. Between then and now. Okay. You got back to training. You already got a fight lined up.
Yes.
So how's things been progressing?
It's been good. I didn't skip a beat. Whenever we got back to Seattle, I got in the gym the very next day and we got going on things. So I'm just fortunate enough to LFA was looking basically about a month after the fight, after I got cleared by the doctor and everything like that. That they wanted to look for another fight for me. So I'm thankful for that. And it's kind of funny because a lot of people, you're like, man, I'm not really fighting very often as much as you would like to, but in the grand scheme of things, like nobody is fighting. So I just feel lucky enough that I've had I guess 3 fights this year. So I feel pretty thankful.
All right, and I do want to talk about your last fight.
Yeah.
Vanessa Demopoulos, which was a fight that we were both very interested in.
Yes.
And you were beating the brakes off of this. I mean,
Yeah.
you were beating the snot out of her, and she went for a Hail Mary submission and got it. Okay. I don't think it doesn't take away from the performance because you look absolutely amazing. Ridiculous. You looked absolutely ridiculous. So let's talk about the fight. In the fight, how did you feel? What was going on mentally? And did you see it as one-sided as everybody else did?
Yeah, 100%. So I went throughout the fight, like I felt fantastic. I was strong. I was like going, I think going into that 4th round, I was ahead by 5 rounds because she got the point deducted. So I mean, it was a shutout. If I would have just finished out the 4th and 5th round, it would have been mine like unanimously. No questions about it. So I the biggest takeaway I take away from that fight is just to stick to the game plan. I think I got a little too cocky going into the 4th round where I was like, okay, I can do anything to this girl. Like the fight is mine, and that's kind of the change that shifted, and I got a little ego in me and a little cocky. So I think the biggest takeaway from that is to always stick to the game plan no matter what is going on. Just keep going, chip away, and it's exactly like the Holly Holm fight, this past weekend. She did exactly that, and she stuck to the game plan, and every single round looked exactly the same. And I should have done that, but hindsight's 2020. So yeah, it's okay though. I feel like I learned a lot, and I don't think that takes away from me going to the UFC potentially or anything else. I think if anything, I got to show my striking. And you're right, it was a Hail Mary attempt, and I mean she got it. So the belt is hers. It should be mine. I'm a little salty about that, but that's okay.
Okay. Now, like I said, you looked phenomenal. And I like both you and Vanessa. And I was still very, very crushed for you because you looked like you were unstoppable.
Yeah.
You looked like the real deal, you know what I mean? And I get what you're saying. You're gonna learn from this. Undefeated. This is the first time you've ever tasted defeat in your career.
Yep.
And I don't. I'm gonna say it like I'm happy it happened the way that it happened for you.
For sure.
Because it's the best way to lose your O. You were feeling confident. You were feeling cocky, on top of the world. This girl can't do nothing to me.
Right.
Until she did.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So now you know that nobody's invincible, and you're gonna fucking. Now you might be. You know what I mean? Now you might be.
That's exactly how I'm going into next week. Is I'm like laser focused. It's crazy, and I felt good going into the fight with Vanessa. I felt strong. The weight cut was like easy, and I mean to fight at 135, 125, and then 115. I mean I was surprised at how well that weight cut went. And that's exactly how I feel going into this week too. Um, so yeah, sorry about him. Yeah, and so that's how I feel about going into this week. So I'm just ready to get that win, ready to go on a fucking tear these next few fights. So I'm excited. We'll see.
Okay, so here's what I'm thinking.
All right.
Okay. Who's the opponent? What's her name?
Cynthia Arceo.
Okay, so Cynthia Arceo.
Got a
Um,
karate background. Yeah, she's a really good striker.
okay, what else does she do that we need to watch out for?
That's about it. She's just a karate girl. I mean, I shouldn't say that. She's not, you know what I'm saying? She's a kick puncher. So she's gonna want to head kick me. She's gonna want to kick me a lot, which is fine, and I'm totally okay with that.
I'm not okay with you getting kicked. Come on now. I'm looking out for you.
Oh, thank you.
But okay, so here's what I'm thinking. Okay, now hear me out, right?
Mhm.
Because your performance was so one-sided until the Hail Mary submission. I feel if you get a win here, since Demopolis didn't make it to the UFC off of her contenders fight,
Right.
which I don't want to talk about because, you know, she lost and we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
I think you get the win here, and I think you can just go right into the rematch, given your performance.
Yeah, I would like to. I really haven't heard much. I don't know. I think she's back in the gym. I'm not really sure. The last thing that I heard was that she was wanting to take a little bit of time off as far as like getting back into the cage. I don't know if that's true or not, but we'll see. I mean, I want that fight again because I know that will never happen again, and it would be ended before the third or fourth round. So anyway, I would love that fight again, but whether she'll take it or not, I don't know.
Well, she might have her back's in the corner right now. She's coming off of a loss. I get it. It wasn't in LFA.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you can't really hold that too much against her, but you're the champion coming off of a loss outside of your organization.
Yep.
And the girl you took the belt from, because I'm gonna put it that way, the girl you took the belt from, she was beating your ass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I'm her, I'm like, okay, if she wins, I'll fight her again. Because for me, if I'm Demopolis, I want to show that it's not a fluke. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. But as far as her management goes, I don't know. I don't know what they'll do. I know we want that fight. I know 100% we want that fight, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I know I just have to focus on Cynthia. Yeah. I know we just have to focus on Cynthia Arceo right now. And it's pretty cool because I think her last fight was November of 2019 and she fought Mallory Martin. And then right after that fight, Mallory Martin went straight to the UFC. So we'll see. We'll see.
Okay. So I see what you're doing there. I see what you're doing there, and I don't hate it at all. I do feel that, I want the fight with Demopolis back because it was an incredible performance. You know what I mean? It showed, how dangerous you can be,
Yeah.
right? And how ferocious you could be, because that was fucking nasty what you were putting on her. But it also showed that she's very tough and that she doesn't give up. You know what I
She
mean? So
doesn't. She's very tough. That's one thing I definitely have to say about her is that she can take some punches and she can take some damage, but she doesn't quit. So
but like I said, so for me, I'm very, very, very fucking selfish, right? So I'd have you win against Arceo and then have the rematch with Demopolis and then go to the UFC off of your title win. You know
exactly.
what I mean? Being the champ. Not only, is it more accolades for your career, but it's also a bargaining chip once you get to these bigger organizations. If you go straight in, you know what I mean? Like how Cheyenne Bays did.
Yep.
You know what I
Yep.
mean? She went straight in, and that's another fucking badass right there. She's cool as hell.
Yeah, I would like to run into her down the road. That would be pretty cool. I would like that fight too.
So see what you're doing here.
I know, I
We've done this before.
know.
We've done this before, and I don't hate that fight at all. I actually love that fight. So, but like I said, going into the bigger organizations, it gives you a bargaining chip, and it also lets these organizations know that, hey, right underneath where you guys are at, I was the fucking champ, so I'm ready for this next step.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%. And I think I mean, that's what like Holly, she had all those wins, and Henry Cejudo in the LFA. So yeah, I think it would look even better. Yeah.
Okay, and this time you don't have to main event. You're the co-main event this
I mean,
right?
correct. Yep.
Okay. I mean, so that it's 3 rounds since it's not a title affair either. What
Yep.
was the difference in preparations for your title fight versus this fight? Do you treat title fights versus 3 rounders any differently?
No. Coach is always pushing my cardio. I mean, I think we treated this camp. I mean, besides the dealing with the southpaw, because Cynthia is a southpaw versus Vanessa, who's orthodox. Nothing has changed as far as like volume that we're doing in the gym, length of training, the intensity. None of that has changed. We always want to prepare for like 25 minutes in the ring, so that we're just like pushing that cardio all the time. We're pushing the pace. We're the ones dominating, and that's kind of how it's always been. So if I were to get, like a last minute thing, I don't have to worry about cardio. I'm like, yeah, I'm in shape. Of course, I'll do it.
And how would you feel about taking a short notice opportunity based off of your win here? Like, let's say, the UFC or Bellator call saying, hey, you just got to win if you ain't, suspended.
Right.
Like, how would you feel about that type of opportunity?
Depending on the opponent, whether they wanted me to fight at 125, we'd have to probably base it off the opponent. But 115, I would take it any day of the week. Yeah.
Yeah, and 115 in the UFC is deep as hell.
Oh my gosh, yeah. There's so many good girls right now. Like I just can't believe the roster in the UFC right now at 115. It's so stacked. There's just a bunch of monsters, and I want to be one of those monsters on the roster. So I think I deserve to be there.
Okay. And, since we're not really there yet, but, thinking about it,
Yeah.
and I may have asked you this before, but your answer could have always changed. Based on recent performances, you know what I mean? And also, kind of keep in mind that if you're coming in, you're probably not fighting, like a top 5, top 10, unless they need it at my short notice. But who do you think right now would give you the best fight, maybe outside of the top 10?
Ooh, um, in the UFC, shit, I don't know. Um, I mean, like we kind of already talked about, I think Cheyenne, that would be a fun fight. But I feel like the first one, they might give me a little bit, somebody who's been there for a little bit. I'm not sure. That's a really good question. I haven't really given that much thought.
See, again, when I was fighting, it was, who's the champ in that organization? And, how did they get there? You know what I mean? Their road. So I followed their road and I'm like, okay, he had to beat this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. And I
Yep.
was a monster.
Right.
It made me decide that 55 and 45 and 35, there's no 115 men's division. And like, I'd have to chop off my leg to get there. But you know what I mean? So for me, when I was competing, it was always, what's the opposition at the highest level? And I'd go about 20 deep. And then, how would I fare against that? How would I fare against, you know what I mean? So
Right.
kind of like mentally matching myself up with these guys. And I lost every time. But, you know what I mean? I was just an amateur. So
Right.
when you're sitting there, maybe uh, coming down from camp, or maybe you're outside of camp. Like, do you ever think about those things?
Yeah, no, I definitely do. I mean, depending on like what's kind of right in front of me. I know that right after I fought Vanessa, I probably was back for like 2 weeks, and then things were already getting thrown in my face again as far as like, oh, you might be fighting in a week or you might be fighting in 2 weeks. And this girl was like, yeah, names were kind of getting thrown at me too. So I was like, I didn't even have any downtime to kind of like decompress or even think about that. I was like, okay, well, I might be in camp again, so let me get going on that, and then let me watch her film and her videos and stuff like that. So yeah, that's kind of where I've been at for the past couple months. But ever since I got Cynthia's name, yeah, I've just been like watching her film over and over and over again. So I kind of just focus on what's ahead of me, like right this minute, instead of like looking too far down the road. You know, you don't want to count your chickens before they hatch, you know?
Yep, no, I feel you. You're way more disciplined than me. I'm a dreamer. I like to dream. You know what I mean? Like I tell everybody, one of these days I'm gonna win the fucking lottery. It's just gonna happen. You gotta play to win,
That's
which I
true.
don't. I don't because I feel like I'm throwing my money away. But see, there's my dogs.
Hey, okay, I don't feel so bad now.
Right? Um, Gucci's name.
Samson. He's an American bulldog. He's just a big old couch potato. He's laying right next to my feet right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How old is he?
He will turn 6 next week. And next Friday is his birthday. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Well, happy
Yeah.
birthday, little dude. Yeah. I got an old man in there. I think he's 16.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so I'll send you pictures if I have it.
Okay.
I got an old man in there. He's 16. He's got one tooth. He's got one
Oh.
tooth. He was the runt. He was the runt of his litter. So growing up, he always had like a regular sized body and a regular sized head, but his legs were really fucking short.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean he's grown into them a little bit, which is
Yeah.
weird. He always looked like a wiener dog.
Right.
But and then that inspired me to actually get a wiener dog, which is the one you heard barking. And then I have an old girl, I think she's 10, and then a chipoodle.
Oh wow.
Yeah, the
Yeah, all
chipoodle
school
is
dogs.
yeah,
Okay.
his birthday is on Valentine's Day.
Oh, that's cute. That's super
Yeah.
cute.
He is super cute too. When we got him, he looked like an old man.
Yeah.
He looked like an old man, which is the weirdest freaking thing. But since then, he grew up. He was the ugliest dog, and now he's the cutest dog we got.
Yeah, I want to
Aside
see
from an old man.
pictures. I want to see pictures later.
Oh, I'll send them. I'll blow you
Okay,
up.
good. Good.
Okay, so two things.
Okay.
Okay. As soon as we get off here, I need you to remind me immediately because I need a fucking shirt. And
Yeah, yeah. I know we talked
I
about
don't
it.
remember. I don't remember things very well. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. But I'm usually answering those kind of messages while I'm at work or in the middle of doing something. So I
Right.
forget. After this, I literally am editing your images. So I got time.
Okay,
You know
good.
what I mean?
Do
So
you
just message
do you
me.
want the baseball tee or the regular red tee? Because we've got both.
You got both?
Yeah, I'll just send a picture and then see. We'll just message and then go from there. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So definitely that.
Yes.
But good luck in your fight coming up.
Thank you.
Okay. I'm a fan. I'm gonna fucking, I'm gonna cheer you on from home. Uh, are they letting fans in attendance?
No, still not. I don't see that happening until probably sometime next year. Hopefully, um, hopefully things will start to pick up next year, or maybe after the election. I don't know. You know.
And I do. I do
Yeah.
know exactly what you're talking about because I know that some promotions they're doing like limited seating.
Oh, really? I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and it might have even been an LFA show. I'm not 100% sure.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, I
Yeah.
hadn't seen anything. I know there's been rumor around here, like locally, like for the amateur shows and stuff, that possibly may be picking up like January, February next year. So maybe. But
Okay.
I think that's all just rumor. But I don't know. No, I don't think anybody really knows.
Nobody knows because it's 2020 and it's COVID season, right? So,
Exactly.
which COVID season just lasted all fucking year long.
It's been a mess. It's been a hot mess.
But the memes have been great. The memes have been great.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so again, good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, I want to give you some time. Okay, to thank new sponsors that you may have gotten. We've talked. Anybody you've brought in to help you with Cynthia. Any new coaches, whatever. You know the drill. Go
All
ahead.
right. Perfect. Thank you. Okay, so first and foremost, I wanted to thank my egg sponsor, Best Egg Farm in Washington State.
I saw
Egg
that.
Song Farm. They're so good. I love them. And she's fantastic. Egg Song Farm. So if you guys want eggs, let her know. I don't know if she ships outside of state, but inside Washington, let her know. Pacific Indoor Tactical, best indoor shooting range. And then Gina and Mike, Wassy Miller. I know I've got a few others, but those are some for now. And then, yeah, just my training partners, Christian and Lazaro in the gym, and basically everybody else that helps me out. Much appreciated. I couldn't do it without them. So, yeah, and always thank you, Coach Eddie.
All right. Well, another one in the books. It's not the last.
It's definitely not the last. It's
I
not the
promise
last.
you. I'm hoping we can just do this like, every fight. I just have you on, we'll bullshit, fucking talk about whatever.
That sounds good to me. I'm down. I'm always down.
All right, tripping over wires here in my seat. I don't know what's going on down there. But like I said, good luck. Can't wait to talk to you again. Can't wait to see you get your hand raised. Can't wait till they announce the rematch. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I know that big things are coming your way. You just got to stay the course and stick to the game plan.
Stick to the game plan. That's the biggest thing. Yes.
Stick to the game plan. Don't get in your own way. Just let it flow.
Exactly.
All right. Well, I will talk to you very soon. You have a good rest of the day. And like I said, hit me with the chirps.
All right. Perfect. Thank you, Stephen. Appreciate it.
All right. Sam Hughes, everybody. Take it easy.
Bye-bye.